Hey guys, I'm really excited to show you a car that I've wanted for a very long time. It's a 65 Fastback, and when I purchased the car it had no rear end in it, and we had to load it into this trailer. The car will require a full-blown restoration and some extensive metal repair. Shortly I'm going to do a quick walk around of the car and show you the repairs that need to be done. Here's the car on the back of the trailer as we're getting ready to unload it. This is the motor that came with the car. It's a 289 factory 2-barrel. Since the car had no rear end, I had to use an engine hoist to get the back of the car out of the trailer. Between 64 and a half and 1966, Ford made over 1 million hardtops compared to 112,000 Fastbacks. This is one reason why the first generation Fastback Mustangs are so sought after. Alright guys, so here's the Mustang in its current resting spot. 65 Fastback. It's a C code, meaning it had a 289 with a 2-barrel V8. Car originally when I got it, didn't have rear end, but I was able to source a rear end out of Miami and got original 65 rear end. Still got the little tiny tires with the original hubcaps. Those won't be staying. It's probably going to sit here till next spring, until Robbie's car is done, depending if I get any other projects that come in. But it's in really good shape, in my opinion. It's in good shape. The body itself seems to be solid. Quarters seem to be solid. I think they would have patch panels down on the bottom. There's all the parts. A lot of the parts that are come off the car, sitting in the back, just waiting until we can start taking it apart. Here's the side vents. The air boxes and the vents are out currently. Curious to start digging into here and see what this is. I'm not sure if that's going to be a big pocket of rust or what that is. But I wanted to kind of show you the front of the car. This was something that was concerning to me, but if you've been watching some of my videos, you know that I actually enjoy the metal prep and metal work and fabrication. That's the part I actually enjoy. Don't really enjoy the painting so much, but that's kind of a means to an end. So let me walk you through the catastrophe that's up here. I think some people would look at it and cringe. Somebody put Heiditz, I'm not sure how you pronounce the name, front end. It's a Mustang 2 front end on the car. And they cut out the shock towers to do it. I see a lot of different opinions on it. Some people with high performance cars like to do this and put this front end on it. If you're going to go with the new Mustang Coyote motor, you have to do it to make room for the motor to sit, because the shock towers are actually too big for it to sit in there. So I was going back and forth, and I'm still up in the air. I think I'm going to keep it and put in some deletes in there and keep it with the Mustang 2 front end. I've thought about it long and hard, and I still may change my mind. I may go back original and put the shock towers back in. I don't know. But it's got rack and pinion steering. And the crazy thing about this is it looks like someone started working on this car. They welded in the Mustang 2 front end. It looks like they took the time to put it in, weld it in, and then they gave up on the car. They never painted anything. And the car was pushed out and sat outside for almost a year, from what I'm being told. And they put new floors in the car, but never protected it. And the floors have a lot of surface rust, the same surface rust that's on all this stuff here. So it's kind of crazy that you'd spend the time on doing it and then not protect it or finish it. The biggest thing I think that would scare most people out of buying this car is the owner, or whoever was working on it, was going to put a Coyote 10-cylinder out of a truck, and it makes no sense to me. So to do that, they cut out the firewall, and the transmission tunnel was cut out. That's actually just hanging in there right now. Not really sure what the hell they were thinking, or why you want to stick a 10-cylinder in a light little car like this. But anyways, that's something that's got to be replaced. The parts are fairly inexpensive with these cars. This cowl here has the typical rot under the dash that all of them have. So the cowl panel is going to be replaced, top and bottom. And while we're at it, we're just going to put in a new firewall with it. I am up in the air. I did get a 289 motor with this car. I could put the original motor back into it, or I could do the Coyote motor, which I'm thinking about doing since it already has the Mustang 2 front end. So got some decisions to make. Just going around the car some more. It's got the typical rust that all these Mustangs have. This is the battery tray, front section, passenger side. I've already started ordering new parts. So that was the first part that I ordered. I'm trying not to order too many parts because I'm still working on another car right now. Got to get that done before I can start working on this, but I just want to show it off. I was excited to buy this car. I had a lot of sleepless nights somehow where I got the Mustang bug, and I was excited to get a Fastback. And I've been wanting a Fastback for quite a long time, and now I've got a Fastback. But with that, I got to do some work too. So, you know, that's part of the joy of it. I actually enjoy working on the cars probably as much as driving them or owning them. I actually enjoy fixing them up. One of the first things that I did, I couldn't help myself, but I bought a new instrument cluster for it. Everybody has the GT clusters, which is actually what I have right here as well. It came with both and actually several other parts, but I really like this look. For whatever reason, it's, you know, it's different, it's retro. So it was the first thing I changed, and like I said, I couldn't help myself. Well, that's probably one of the only things that I've done so far. It's got the original radio in it. I know you can get those converted. I may actually get that converted to Bluetooth and keep that and have that re-chromed. It's got the glove box. So I mentioned earlier about the rust, the typical rust in all these cars with the cowl. So let me open this up. This is inside the glove box, and as you look right there, that's the bottom of the cowl. It's got the typical rust and it's got the typical holes, but that's all going to be replaced. We're going to put a new cowl in there with the firewall, and like I said, that to me, that's not a big deal. So one of the things I was really excited about was the original Ford AC unit that I got with the car. I just like the retro look of it. I like the way it looks in the interior of the car. I'm going to have the rally pack engage, I guess the rally pack with the tack and the clock on the steering column. So with that, I'm going to get this rebuilt. And I live in Florida, and there's a company in Tampa that restores these. And you can buy all the parts to convert it to modern sand-in compressor. So the compressor is more efficient and less drag on the car, and it actually keeps it a little bit cooler. And then the faceplate, you can have the faceplate re-chromed, all those bezels, you can get new bezels for it. The emblem can get re-chromed. So I'm really excited about that. I know that's probably the last thing I should be excited about right now with all the other work, but again, I live in Florida, so AC is a must. It did come with most of the interior, and that center section right there is missing. I don't have that yet, and I actually have some metal work to do in there. And then, as you can see in the back corner, it does have some rust. All that will get replaced. All that's going to be new metal. Can't wait to start working on it. I'm actually working double hard on Robbie's car to get it done, so I can start working on this bad boy. If you like the content of this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Further videos of this car and the restoration follow in the near future.